passenger. I am moving through your dreams. I am riding in your dreams. Through your dreams, my sleeping children, you had a passenger and you never knew. Hello everyone and welcome to the Comics Corner. I am Mike here with Johnny.
Hi.
And we have special guest Royce here with us today.
Hey!
Hi.
So we are discussing 1989's The Sandman Volume 2, written by Neil Gaiman, with art by Sam Keith and also Mike Dringenberg. And also a real quick shout out to Dave McKean for the cover art, because honestly I've got to say that's one of my favorite things of the Sandman stuff. It's very iconic covers. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm a fan. Also,
Hi,
what's
everybody.
up, Hal?
Also, we're doing number 1, not
Yeah,
number
what the hell was that?
Well, so it is
I think I know what it
in
is.
the Sandman. It's Volume 2 because Sandman Volume 1 was the DC our boy Jack Kirby 'cause it was technically based off
okay.
that.
Like the second series,
Trade
Volume
Paperback
1.
Volume 1, issues 1 through 8
Yeah.
of technically Sandman Volume 2.
you
Royce
wanna get-
Comics stuff. It's
Actually, yeah.
Actually, it's Volume
Yeah.
2.
Okay, fair.
Exactly, yeah.
Anti-Sandman juice.
Hell yeah, again, Eater.
So, I gotta go.
Exactly, yeah. Thanks for joining us. But no, so
What? That was good. Screw all you.
we brought on Royce for this because
It was coffee.
It was coffee.
Yeah.
Royce knows the most about Sandman out of all of us here.
It's true.
So we figured if we're doing a Sandman comic book corner book club book, we would need Royce on. So I guess we usually start it off by saying how we felt about it, any kind of rating 1 through 5, and
Why Sandman and not Sand People?
there's just the one.
Can we?
There's Eternals or the Endless, yeah, Endless.
The Endless.
Yeah, the Endless, yeah. Eternals is.
That's a separate thing.
Say, yeah.
Also, that was another one also written by Neil Gaiman that I haven't read, but I've been told it's weird.
Yeah. We'll find out too with the new stuff. But Johnny, what did you think of it?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Only an 8? Why?
Yeah.
Defend that, Johnny.
Oh wait.
Not a 5 or 7?
Eight's higher than I would have given it before I read it. Well, because stuff that's not superhero-y is a harder sell for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little wordy, but I really dug the artwork, and the stories actually flowed a lot better than I thought they would. That is actually true. Like, I imagined them being choppier, and it was good. It was definitely good. I can see why people love it, and I will admit this, that while reading it, I was like, there are some omnibus editions of these. And I'm like, no, dude, you don't like it that much. And that's, no, 8 out of 10. And I'm like, we have a couple on the shelf at the store. I think one's an absolute.
I could collect these.
Yeah, because the artwork actually, you know what, actually, I'll give the artwork, I will give that a 10 out of 10. That's dynamite. It's perfect, like, 80s artwork.
Yeah, it's
Which
This is what I like.
funny, because I would give that an 8 out of 10.
Dang.
Yeah.
No.
Because it gets better. It gets better as the series goes on.
Is it Sam Keith the whole time?
No.
Who takes over?
No, Sam Keith dropped off after a while.
Yeah, a bunch of people take over. Anyway, I don't want to interrupt with the rest of it, but,
No,
but
I mean, that's
please continue.
right. So also,
I mean, that's,
in this edition, I don't know what. So this is my edition. I had the 30th anniversary one. There's obviously multiple different variations throughout the years. This one, is still 1 through 8, but it had like interviews at the start, and then also at the end with Neil Gaiman, because he mentions like midway through Sam Keith, he said he was like. He felt like he was Jimi Hendrix with the Beatles in terms of like his artwork, and then he eventually kind of dropped off it. But yeah, no, there's some cool stuff in this.
I think there's a box set that just came out recently that
they
has all
won't
of
stop.
it.
They will never stop printing it. They will
Yes,
never.
I
I own the one from like 2003, this edition or this book, and it's the same thing without the interviews at the front, but it does have the thing at the back. Like the other interviewer. But go
Well,
on.
I think that, like we were saying with like Watchmen, I think for some of the stuff they have to keep reprinting it just to maintain the rights, or else they lose them or something like that. I know with
Sandman,
certain
they've always
titles
got
it's
stuff
like
going
that.
on too. Like
Yeah,
they've currently got
Sandman
the
is-
Sandman
is-
universe stuff.
Well, DC
Right.
likes to keep their good stuff evergreen, which good on them. But can you also release other shit?
Getting it out early.
So it's,
Well, that's
it's
right.
also this is also
Not
the
the
30th
F-bomb.
anniversary edition actually, but it's a cool cover and
But when was
God
the
knows-
30th? 89, so 9. It was
So,
last year.
yeah,
So
so-
these are these the newest versions?
Yes, these
then?
are so far the newest. I own the annotated one from a couple years ago, which isn't the same as like the omnibus, which isn't the same as a different version. But actually, maybe mine does have the stuff in the beginning. Oh no, it doesn't because it has the Patrick Rothfuss stuff. But this is like the big 30th edition. Hey,
Yeah.
and it's a smaller version anyway. And
Yeah.
what I find interesting is the annotated edition is black and white.
Really?
It's not color, right?
How do you dig that? We talk
I
about
was
stuff
gonna
like
say,
this
I
a
don't know.
lot.
Yeah.
Share your opinions, Royce. Wait, what do you? So, how do you feel about things that were meant, like if it was in color and then turned black and white, or black and white and then turned into color? How do you feel about that?
I think it depends on what the book is. For instance, I've read a couple of books that have been recolored, where I think they took the black and white, or they took a color, made it black and white, and then recolored it. And I'm okay with that, depending on the book. From what I understand, the V for Vendetta edition I have has been recolored, which I enjoyed.
Like updated coloring.
Right, and I
Yeah,
thought it was
I
great.
know they do that with some stuff.
And I was
DC
okay with
does.
that, and I thought that was fine.
Sure.
But
But what about taking
but
like a black and white story and turning it
this
into
was
color?
never black and white. This was always
Yeah,
color.
exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm
In
saying.
general,
So
though.
that's yeah, in general.
I think it's gonna depend on who does it. and what the reason behind it is.
Okay, and how
What
do
if
you
the
feel
reason
about
is
reading?
money, Royce?
Which it usually is.
I mean,
How do you feel about reading this in black and white then, since it was originally intended to be in color? Does it bother you? Do you think you
it
lose?
doesn't bother me so much.
Yeah, I feel like the color definitely helps with a
It
lot of this, 'cause
definitely
there's a lot
does.
going
It
on.
definitely does. I think the annotated version is only the way that it is only because they didn't want to distract you from the notes that they had on the side.
Don't worry, Charlie. I've still got it.
Yeah, Charlie,
we'll get
settle down, buddy. It's coming.
We're getting there. Hang on. Oh, is that what we're talking about? Okay, we'll get there. All right. So
That's right. Yeah, hell, that was. We were talking about Indonesia, the flat-spined Indonesian.
Oh wait, I watched yesterday's stream just to witness my country get roasted for the lane. Wait, are you from Indonesia? Are you serious? That is amazing. I wish I had this moment in time recorded. I do. Oh, this is phenomenal. What happened with that flat spine, dog? I'm holding you responsible.
Hal, what happened to that flat spine?
all right, now that we've gone off left field.
Also, real quick, one more thing. Vic mentions really should have just been a novel with some illustrations, in my opinion, even though I love the artwork. So I think Vic is kind of on board of the writing kind of outweighing the art in this book. Of you could have gotten
Yeah,
it.
but
Obviously,
the other thing is they didn't really know what they were doing for the art.
yeah.
That's kind of the thing is like if you look at like the first couple issues, you're like, who are these characters? Who cares?
Yeah.
But the writing is so good that it's like.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I love that panel where
really
it
Yeah.
good.
explodes.
We'll get to that.
That was
That's-
amazing.
I know.
I was
It is.
gonna call that out when we started getting to him. Like,
That's
that is-
really good. But like this panel isn't great. This is where
Yeah. Sam Keith has some kind of hit or miss stuff, especially with the faces.
Not-
Like it kind
right.
of shifts in terms of.
The fact that Dream looks really weird in the first couple issues, and then you get to number 8 and it's like, oh, he looks like a human. That makes perfect sense,
exactly,
you know.
I love that his dialogue is in the black bubbles with the
All
word.
right.
Yeah,
Before we
that
get
was
too much into it,
huge. That was a
one
huge
thing,
Really?
real quick. Here is the
Oh yeah, we're gonna show this off.
the pin.
Oh, yeah.
For the day, we got
What do you got?
Milady here, Lady Death,
Pin me.
just looking
How is
good,
it
drinking
Lady
coffee. What Death? I mean, I'm used to again with Marvel.
Which?
calling it
Oh, Lady. That is Death drinking coffee.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mike has a
I like
pin
that.
for
How did
everything.
you get a pin for that? Where'd you get that?
He's got it, Royce. Eventually, I'm gonna have. I gotta talk to one of our guys who prints some stuff up because I want to have a custom pin board that I could either have like here or elsewhere that I could just like literally like, all right, put it up on the big board. Vic, don't you dare give my secrets away.
It's called Etsy.
And then also, again, real quick before we get into actually this, let me move this to the side here.
Nibba-nibba.
He's like, yeah, you hold that.
Giggity.
No context here, Royce. Just out of curiosity, feel free to read that, take a look at that, look it over. There's some stuff going on here. It's a short 9-page comic. Take a look at that. Tell me what you think of that.
I'm just gonna flip through it. Is that what I'm doing?
No, just the cover.
Just the cover.
How do you feel about everything that's going on here? This is part of their Heroes at Home variant cover line. And,
Oh, it's adorable. I love it.
oh, you do?
I do. I think it's cute. I think it's very cute. I think it's impossible, but I think it's cute.
All right. Well, here's where I have to
What?
leave now.
What?
I thought.
This is not the reaction they wanted. I'm very thankful that it's not, because I'm on the opposite side of these people.
I hated this cover.
What is why?
Right. Check this stupid rationale out. You're gonna think
right.
this is
All right.
stupid.
What, do you think it's cute?
What there was.
I'm fine with it.
I
Wait
think
till you
it's
hear
cute.
his reasoning.
There was
though.
3
All right.
reasons.
It's
All right.
asinine.
One, we were so I asked Johnny about this. I'm like, isn't Wolverine immune to diseases? Because obviously this is all in response to COVID, and he's staying home because he's. All right, that's fine. That's part 1.
Okay.
Anyways, Part
Okay.
2.
So, 0 for 1.
I think exactly. Yeah. Oh boy, this is.
He's saying it out loud like, oh, this is stupider than I thought it was.
Part 2. The whole, I think it was him having a small apartment. I think was my other one, like this weird like small apartment that Wolverine is in.
And I'm gonna, Your Honor, in my client's defense, he lives in a mansion.
5-minute recess
During-
while we figure this out.
During COVID, I'm imagining Professor X had to send him off to one of the smaller units off campus because it's COVID.
Johnny, the levels are peaking.
Lives in a mansion.
And part 3, the most all that stuff aside, Royce, he just like swings right. How are they jigsawed? He just cut them
This is what I'm
randomly.
saying. This is what I'm freaking saying, man. Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
that's also too. Yeah, why would he?
There's
cut
a
that
whole
thing?
concept here to get behind, and you're like, and I call them a jigsaw for saying this, which is a play on words, because usually it's jagoff, but we were using the word jigsaw,
Exactly,
so
yeah.
I said jagsaw.
It's like, yeah, Charlie here, out of character.
All right,
though,
this
he
is
said.
not what I signed up for, Jill.
Yeah.
This is not what
Sorry,
I wanted to read Sandman. These guys are trying to say Wolverine's a jerk. It's
not
unbelievable.
that he's a jerk. It's the artist's rendition.
Guys,
Wolverine
can
is
we
not
not bring-
in line.
That's a Marvel comic. We're talking about
That is
DC
a-
Comics right now. Come on.
That is a
Vertigo
lesser-
specifically.
No, we are actually talking about DC Comics because it was not a Vertigo comic until number 47, and on top of that, Vertigo wasn't a thing until 1993.
Boom! Love that. That was some like. Usually I'm the one dropping shit like that on this channel. Someone's like X-Men, and I'm like, well, actually, it's Uncanny X-Men at 142. Like yesterday when this schmuck was saying that it was the same.
All right,
X-Men.
all right, children.
You put in the X's and then you follow X-Men.
He might be right, to be honest.
Johnny, page 1.
God! We haven't even started yet!
Like, yeah, we're like,
Oh my god. All right, anyway.
This is the introduction.
we're not gonna get that. Wait, real quick.
Oh, I do
Royce,
wanna-
who is this guy? Wait.
Who what?
They dropped his name and they didn't give any
Patrick
credentials here.
Rothfuss?
Who is that?
Another author, I believe.
Okay, because they mentioned that and I honestly did not know.
Oh, I do want to point out one thing if you go back. This is the woman, Karen Berger is the woman
Yeah.
responsible for Vertigo.
Hell yeah, like that stuff they saw and
Yes.
like they
Yeah.
added her credentials, so I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
about
And
frickin'
he,
time.
Neil
In my opinion.
Gaiman mentions it in his like
At the very end,
afterwards
yes.
stuff too, which is
That,
cool.
well, that
but
was
that first guy, nobody mentioned that he wasn't any of like any of the credits. So I'm like, oh, I probably could have googled him, but I
I
looked at
believe
that
he's
and
just
I-
another author.
Yeah, okay.
But the point about the thing at the very end of the book that Gaiman writes, that was in '91, 2 years before Vertigo was a thing,
Okay.
and it was Karen Berger who pushed everything.
Yeah, like that was
forward.
like
She
he
was the
mentions it
one
too
that-
of like
yeah.
you know he was kind of like meandering around and like they eventually like kind of settled down and did Sandman.
They finally finished it out, yeah.
Charlie says
Charlie,
Mike
yes, it
was Patrick Rothfuss. Yeah. Again, I read comic books. I don't know anything about actual art authors. Oh, King Killer Chronicle, Name of the Wind. Okay, King Killer I've definitely heard of then, but yeah, it's still his name out of context over my head. But it wasn't over my head.
Are we finishing this? Are we
Book
gonna
one.
do this? All
It's
right.
like, yeah.
There is an anachronism later on in this story that I would like to point out. It's a minor thing that I didn't realize, but it's in the annotated version. I just thought it was funny. So go on.
Yeah. Also, real quick, you mentioned the annotated version. I meant to ask you too.
Yes.
Is it like the Watchmen one, where it's since it is black and white? Do they just have in the margins
Yes.
like the extra stuff? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's the
cool.
big thick boy
I
that's
would
like
prefer that
gigantic.
than like
yeah.
jumping to the back and be like, oh, well, on this page, and then.
You know what I really wish that we had? I wish we had the Dave McKeon covers book. That's a separate
Yeah,
book.
I'm like,
that I was
I'm
just
all
like,
for it. That's
that's
why I call my boy out, 'cause
amazing.
I'm like, especially like all this stuff. They mention that it's like physical stuff too sometimes of like
Oh,
it's an actual, like it's like a diagram.
He's
or
incredible.
does
If you haven't seen Mirror Mask,
different
go watch
collages.
Mirror Mask. Go read Cages. That was his book. That's just great stuff. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Sorry, Johnny is chomping at the bit here to tell us about this old man with his lexicon that he's bringing to an occultist.
Lexicon Devil. That's a punk song.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so wait. Royce, what's going on here? Who's this old guy? And what's he doing here?
What do you mean? What's he doing here?
You know what
You
he's
will
doing
find
here.
out. You will find out in the next page.
No, we're telling the audience. We're there. No, you're here to help.
Royce is just here to sneer from the sidelines.
I don't know what even is this show, you guys?
That's Royce. Every week they ask themselves that.
All right. This dude,
All
this
right,
old
so
guy,
this
John
guy
Hathaway,
shows
shows up to see Mr. Burgess. Some old guy.
Yeah, these were the covers, Charlie. That was done by Dave McKean. He did like they're showing like the covers of each book, and yeah, they're insane. I really love them. Inside stuff is by Sam Keith. Oh, the next page. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
yeah, like the
So
frame
the older
and
gentleman wants to go see
gotcha.
Burgess because his son had just died in World War One,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to get his son back. And Burgess is the magus for this group
Mm-hmm.
that wants to basically imprison death.
Yes, yeah. Which we don't know that at the beginning, but
Right.
that's kind of the methods in which he's going to try and bring back this gentleman's son. And they have what is it called? The book that they have. It's begins with an R.
Which the Paginarum Fulverum, no, not that one.
The book that he brings.
The
in.
Magdalene.
Magdalene
Yeah,
Grimoire.
Magdalene, that's what it was. Yeah.
Grimoire.
Yeah, so he was able to smuggle that book out, and they're going to use that as part of the ritual to, as we find out later,
To bind death.
Bind death.
Will this allow them to control death, or there will be no death in the world?
So they're literally trying to imprison death, and in doing so, keep people from dying.
Mm-hmm.
So a fun fact that I didn't know about before I read the annotated version was the encephalitis lethargica was actually a thing. I didn't know that. But like people actually suffer from that, and this is sort of like the reason why.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess just keep going.
Of this, I've caught.
And this is dude's son, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, he's watching it. He's
Interesting.
following
I
his
wonder if
father.
he's gonna play a role in this issue.
Don't call him Dad. Call him Magus.
Yeah, it's a. I do want to point out that the. Please stop texting me. I do want to point out that the what's it called? The audiobook is this in audio format, and it's fantastic.
They do different voices.
Yeah. So James McAvoy is Death, or to me is Dream. And
What?
Is Dream? Yeah. I don't.
Professor Xavier?
Yeah.
Young Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
Young, studly, flowing hair Professor X is
I'll admit he's
Death?
pretty. He's Dream. I'm sorry.
Dream.
Cat Dennings
Dream?
is Death, but he's not.
Thank you, Charlie.
Anyway, Taron Egerton is Constantine.
What?
Wait, Kat Dennings is Death?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, she's adorable. She's so cute
This
though.
makes this more valuable. No,
She's
I'm gonna get
adorable.
these.
No, you don't understand. Everybody who wants to go. I won't go into it, but like the very end of this book is really sad. But she's like the cutest thing on the face of the earth. She's so cute. Anyway, yeah. So they don't get Death, they get Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do the ritual.
And they don't know who he is at first, but yeah,
Yeah,
they
he's got that
eventually find
mask
out. Yeah,
on.
I do dig that mask. But yeah, and with it they get the pouch and the ruby and the mask.
Right?
Yep, they take
Boom,
it off
boom,
as part
boom.
Yep, they take it all from him.
Those
And
are his tools.
everything
Yeah,
goes
Psycho
to heck in a handbasket. Excuse
Yep.
me. Yeah, everything goes to heck.
Mm-hmm.
All these people, there's all these little mini stories, I suppose you would call them, with people having weird things happen involving like dreams and sleep or not sleep, like kind of things that would be involved with a Sandman of some sorts.
So Unity Kincaid, several of these people unfortunately die in this book,
Yep.
but Unity Kincaid becomes relevant in the next, in book 9.
Okay.
9 through, I want to say it's like 9 through 16. She becomes relevant, but you'll find that out later on. So we'll just keep flipping.
Excellent.
So yeah, some can't sleep. Some are basically in like a catatonic state where they're constantly sleeping, like occasionally like waking up for a day out of the year and then going back to it. And people just
Really
around the
like
world
this
are
artwork
suffering
here.
from different sleep-related issues.
So actually, go back. Because the old gentleman at the beginning, it looks like he commits suicide.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Or-
I like
and
this part too.
He
yeah.
writes a note, but then the Magus burns it because
Yeah.
he's like, dude, I'm literally using you.
Yeah.
No one's gonna care.
Yeah, the
You're
Magus,
dead.
yeah,
No one...
he didn't fulfill his part of the bargain. Yeah, old guy was gonna basically like have a
Well, he was
suicide
gonna
note
kill him
and-
anyway,
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
matter.
And like expose that it was the Magus. He was gonna implicate him, and then using his occult magic, he's able to burn the suicide letter from afar. And
Right.
I thought that was cool.
Right.
'Cause
It's
the magic actually works.
Yeah, we'll get into that exploding head thing later on.
Oh, man, dude,
That was I love that. And I just love the Burgess's yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So also, I wasn't sure if any of it is gonna be real because they talk about Aleister Crowley, or they mention Aleister, like he's like, oh, with this book, like Aleister will
It is
finally
Aleister
respect
Crowley,
me.
yeah.
And, like I as somebody who digs the occult stuff, I dig that they just dropped that name, and I thought it was gonna be all just a bunch of hocus pocus malarkey, but then they actually are exploding heads and burning letters from afar. I don't know. It's cool. Actually, magic. So.
This is one of the things that what's his face gets that keeps him from harm, that keeps the Burgess from basically from harming him at all.
All of Dream's like tokens and like his actual magic items are protecting him.
And you'll notice that Ethel walks away, and Burgess is happy, and then dude's head explodes.
That's awesome.
That's a.
Can I get an F in the chat for this cat that
The
gets sacrificed?
The poor cat that gets sacrificed. Looks like Psycho Mantis. Yeah, you're not wrong.
He does, yeah. Yeah, if you could burn letters, you're a pretty powerful wizard in my book.
Sacrificial gato.
Wesley Dodds is mentioned in a panel that no, cats are good. Yeah, Wesley Dodds actually. There's another Sandman novel that released in the mid '90s that involves Wesley Dodds.
Was it written by Neil Gaiman?
It was not. I don't think. I don't recall. The art is weird.
How many issues is this original 1989?
That looks like that.
This was '89. It was like late '89, and per month it was like November of '89, and then
Hell
past
yeah,
that
Charles, there's
till
Sandman Midnight Theater happening right now.
whatever 8 was. So that was 2 years. No, I'm sorry, that was 6 months. So 91.
No, like how many issues are there total of that
75.
first series? 75.
So there's
And they're
75 total,
and they're collected in
and
different
10,
various
10 different
trades.
10 different trades,
Or-
and some of them are thicker than others, and some of them are not.
How many omnibuses do you know?
God, well, it depends on which one. There's like 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say we
There's-
even have like multiple different versions.
We,
like,
yeah, we have
hardcover
different
and
versions of them.
on
It's
these,
nuts.
yeah,
And we only have like part 3
I was
of,
gonna
or
say,
part
it's just
4
a
of like the
random one,
thick
yeah.
boy. Like
Yeah.
not inside in the annotated versions. Like it's like here's the omnibus. It's like this thick.
All right, as Johnny's been idly flipping in the story, they've been trying to, rouse Sandman, get some sort of
Trying to bribe him.
Exactly, yeah, like, and in doing so, as time has passed, like decades have passed, the father who had initially trapped him has died, and now his son is left, kind of taking
His son
over.
is Alex, right?
Yes,
Yes.
he's
Okay.
left to take over the occult business, picking up
Yeah.
the trade after his dad, and it's kind of been waning. It's become like just kind of like a hippie cult of like, free love stuff of the '60s, and it's not really, the magic is no longer there, literally
Thank
and
you,
otherwise.
Steve. It's Sandman Midnight Theater when Wesley Dodds showed up.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to my dad who's watching. He wants me to say Lederhosen. I did. Thanks, Erica.
See you later, Hosen.
Yeah.
But
It was good.
It wasn't, but thanks. So he's left to kind of take over the business, and he is now left to try and have the Sandman, provide them with some sort of power or abilities, but it's not really working.
No, it's not. It's not a thing.
All he said so far is no to them, but they keep
At all. Yeah, I don't think he's actually said anything
yeah,
to
the
them
rest,
at
the
all.
rest he's like, is his speech bubbles, or his thought bubbles, right?
There's another thing is he's got a boyfriend who's much younger than he is. It's this guy.
Yes, yeah.
Who's
They,
like who was a gardener or something, and they come back. They both come back much later.
Okay.
And here's actually the anachronism that this is in 1982. There's a copy of It, which wasn't published till '86.
Okay.
And it's in the next panel for some reason.
he's got an advanced reader's copy,
Clearly,
he's
it
reading
was
it for Stephen King.
right. It was released in '82 in Sandman,
Exactly,
obviously.
But
Yeah, different universe, different rules.
Yep.
And eventually, one of the guards falls asleep, and in his dream, he's dreaming of being on a nice beach, lots of ladies playing volleyball, but in doing so, he gets access to sand.
Yeah, that's the whole point of that was.
Because all of
He's
the guards,
waiting,
all the
he's
people
waiting,
around
he's
there
waiting.
were basically tasked with like not falling asleep because like Freddy Krueger, he can get you in your dreams and use that to his abilities. And in this case, since he was on a beach, we got that sand.
Right.
Well, bam.
Well, then he falls over. He makes a noise.
yeah,
he falls over and looks like he's dead. And they open it, and he's just like, nope.
He gets him with
And
the pocket
right,
sands.
and then pockets.
There's pocket sand.
It's pretty awesome.
Pocket
Right?
Yeah.
sand, like 50
Thrust!
years, like 50 years in the making of just
Yeah,
like, waiting it
basically,
out.
basically.
It's like, yeah, too much iron in your blood.
He's leading with his.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
It's a good look.
I thought this guy's dream was wacky, especially the KFC guy there.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of
KFC guy.
Charlemagne. Is that what it says? No one knows. It's just a random thing.
Yeah.
Gaiman probably went off the rails.
A lot of
It was the
references
80s.
strewn
So,
about.
He was on cocaine.
fun fact, actually, they base a lot of Dream's like physical form off of Gaiman anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say like they
There's-
mentioned that too. Like
I
his-
actually have a. It's literally Gaiman sitting there, and just a photo of
Yeah.
him, and I'm like, yeah, that's basically Dream. Anyway,
Oh,
But yeah.
So,
in
everybody
doing
wakes
so, him
up-
being freed. Yeah, all the like sleepwalkers around the world have kind of broken out of.
and Unity Kincaid comes to herself again. She says that she had a baby.
Yeah, she was. They mentioned that she was like raped in her sleep, and then she gave birth to a child, but she didn't. Obviously, she wasn't awake for it, so she doesn't remember any of it, and she thought that it was all just like part of her dream.
So that's all in the second book.
Okay.
That's all in the second book. Or
Like-
the next Doll's House. The
this
next
was
one.
the best. Are you crazy? No, not anymore.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
And
But yeah,
then
Oh,
we
yeah,
see.
this is a.
I thought this was
Yeah,
awesome.
it was
So
cool.
this
Yeah,
is
this is
Alex
terrifying.
now, and he falls. You know,
Alex,
Alex
yeah.
Burgess, whose dad was the one who captured Sandman, and he falls asleep, and his dream is very vivid. I thought the way this was drawn was really badass, and he's like, kind of like de-aging, like as he's like going throughout this dream, and all of a sudden he's back to like the age he was as a kid
Exactly.
when he first saw Sandman getting captured, and he has a confrontation with
Cat Sandman, yeah.
Cat got your tongue?
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah, it's a
sacrificed his
cat. So another thing is that this was originally supposed to be like a horror novel.
Yeah, exactly.
Like horror, based on the what's it called? Oh my god, the mystery theater stuff from like the 70s, 60s,
Yeah,
70s.
where like Swamp Thing came from, and
right, and a lot of
the classic,
characters
like, DC
from that
horror
will
stuff.
come back.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
And then Sandman, as punishment for keeping him entrapped,
yeah,
he does this thing called eternal waking to him, which is like his fatality, I suppose. And so the dude is he's still asleep, but he keeps dreaming that he's
You never had those? Those are terrifying.
So it's like a loop of that,
Yeah.
and then I think we get a little
He doesn't die.
right.
Yep. He and Paul come back much later.
That's issue 1.
Yeah.
It's worse than death. Yeah.
Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel are like the best characters next to Death. They're great. They're like legitimately funny, and the gargoyles are adorable.
Yeah.
So these guys are basically what was it? The House of Mystery. I don't know if they don't go too much into it. They kind of mention
The House of Mystery and the House of Whispers.
Yeah.
They don't go too much of it into here. That actually became a thing in the more recent ones.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I know House of Whispers is an actual like Sandman universe like storyline now.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if they were gonna go too much into it, but they mentioned that that's like where they're at right now.
It's not great.
Are any of the things that we have rolling on the shelf right now written by Gaiman still? Or is it all
don't
just
think so.
got his
I
name
think
on it?
maybe the one issue.
We have so the beginning of it was the
Yeah.
one, the Dreaming, or the Sandman universe #1
was
the one-off that said, hey, here's all those other universes that we're going to go into. He wrote that and said, go have fun.
Exactly.
But
And
really,
other people went off.
really, people just want to stick to these first 75 issues, right? Or is there other stuff?
There are other things that involve this universe that aren't quite, in my opinion, as good. That like people just took characters of this. For instance, Bast, the cat god,
Yes. Yeah.
shows up as she has her own like miniseries.
Okay.
Again, not great. But it's because I think Gaiman wrote these when he did that it was part of the universe that
Well.
that he sort of
Sorry.
hi Will
What's up, Will?
that he made at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's not a lot that he's written recently besides Sandman Universe.
Okay, so it's, I mean, his focus really was these 75 issues, though.
Oh yeah, and he even said, like, they even said, like, you want to continue it? He's like, no, I don't.
Got other stuff
I
to
want
do.
to. I
It
just
has
want
a
to end it.
don't spoil it, though. It has a definitive ending, right? Or is it like an open ending? Uh-oh.
I'm gonna argue that it does have a definitive ending.
Okay.
I'm gonna argue that.
All right. So when I get there, we can talk about it.
Exactly.
Yes,
then
we will. We will get there. We will get there. The more recent The Dreaming, starting in 2018, that just finished is there's a new one now. Is also not great. There's a bunch of stuff that I could point out that isn't great about it. But it's not the same thing, man. It's not
the same.
It's just not the same. And book. No spoilers, but like this first 75 issues are pretty much what you want to get into.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Book 9, I'm gonna warn you. Book 9, the art is some of the weirdest art you're gonna see. It's very strange.
Out of 10 books, right?
There's 10 books.
Okay.
Book 8 is a fantastic book. Book 10 is probably the saddest thing I've ever read. It's very sad, and at the very end of it, I don't understand. But it's a good ending, and I'm gonna say that's the
Fair
end.
enough. Yeah. I know there's like, so obviously like a lot of it's like a story about stories. Like a lot of these different each issue is more or less kind of a different story. It all ties together in like an overarching way, but sometimes it focuses on certain characters or certain settings.
Yeah. So for book 8 is
Yeah.
literally stories.
Exactly,
There is an
yeah.
overarching plot to that set of books.
Yeah.
Or that set of issues, but it's literally just stories
Exactly.
people are telling.
Which book is Death? Book 2?
Death actually shows up in book
Issue 8. Yeah.
at the very end of this
Well,
one.
isn't there a trade titled Death?
Oh, Death: The High Cost of Living. Yes, that got written. Death:
right
The High
here
Cost
for
of
you,
Living
William.
and
You gotta
Death.
pick it up.
There's another Death book that I can't remember.
Okay.
There is. Okay, you could argue that Endless Nights is also Gaiman written, but that's just here's the thing about all 7 of them. Whatever. And Death has a story in that, but there is the Death: The High Cost of Living is in the same universe, but is obviously a different character.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I believe that won a bunch of awards because it's really good.
I was gonna say that one. I remember hearing. There's certain mentions of certain issue numbers where it's like oh, this is my favorite story and stuff like that. Because they are kind of like in some ways like almost short stories just tied to the universe.
Yeah.
But
this follows Dream almost exclusively.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And sets up sort of the rest of everything else.
Let me get some good Dr. Destiny, which when we get to that one.
Ooh, oh yeah, keep flipping, keep flipping. So the three things that they took from him get given to other people.
Yeah, his bag of sand, the
emerald, the pouch,
the red ruby,
or the bag of sand, the emerald, and the
mask.
His mask, his helmet.
And then one of the demons that has the mask is played by one of my favorite actors. So that's really good.
Yeah, and we see in this that the ruby was given to a very skeletal man in jail. The mask or the helmet was basically given to a demon as part of tribute, and the sand we'll find out in a later issue.
Oh, that becomes a whole thing.
But this issue was him basically going to Cain and Abel to try to regain some of his strength.
Yeah, he's trying to, I did like that guy. I don't know much about that dude, but I like him.
So cute. What, the gargoyle?
Yeah, the little dude.
She's adorable. She's so cute.
But yeah, we see Sandman basically on his way back to his kingdom.
So he tries to go talk to the... Yeah, basically. I mean, you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually referenced in a more recent Hellblazer comic. Fun fact, these are the kindly ones. They show up later.
Say, we got
they're
I like
terrible.
this too.
The triple goddess.
They keep changing their faces in every panel.
They're all different,
but Charlie, I want to point out that Constantine has a bunch of different universes that he's in, and so he takes the life of another Constantine. And in doing so, he shows up with a bunch of other Constantines, and one of them is obviously Keanu Reeves. Like it's never like explicit, but it's like, dude, that's totally Keanu Reeves.
But yeah, we see the witches. They basically he's able to answer one question, or they're able to answer one question for each of them, and they each give the location of where the three items are.
Roughly.
But yeah, and then we ask for more details.
Also, the fact that he keeps asking.
It's like, yeah, it's
one question.
One question, you idiot. Just how are you that thick?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no. Steve had to we were listening to the audiobook, and Steve had to pause it, and he was just like, "Is he really that thick?" And I'm like, "Oh, it gets better. Just keep reading. Or just keep listening."
This guy's like god / ruler of a kingdom, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So Cain and Abel.
Poor boys. From the actual Cain and Abel of the Bible.
Yeah, and
because that's the whole
Abel's
shtick
a sweetheart, and Cain just keeps like destroying him.
Oh, it's okay. He got a gift.
First question. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, basically.
Next question. Sorry.
Yeah, Goldie's adorable though.
But yeah, we get a lot of characters from different mythologies and cultures.
Another thing I want to point out, they didn't know what they were doing, was that so they have like the here's the next one. In the next like series, let me just scoot this up a bit.
Yeah.
Was that it says "Dream a Little Dream of Me," except that in a bunch of them, that's not what the next title is, because they had no idea what the next title was.
Yeah, I think one or two where it's like
they didn't change it.
The page, and then it's like, wait, oh,
that's it. They didn't change it in the reprints. They just kept the same. But at the time, they were like, we don't know what the next title's gonna be. We're just gonna throw this. Here's a working title and work on it later.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z, but they don't know what happened.
Yeah, basically, they're gonna scream a lot.
Oh wait, big F to the guy. I didn't say this on the stream yesterday.
Oh.
Previously on X-Men, also the voice of Scott Summers.
Right.
He died. I think his name was something.
Big F in chat.
Big F in the chat. Big F in the chat.
Yeah, for Cyclops, Scott Summers.
X'd it out.
If only they would have captured Death instead, he would still be here.
Maybe next time.
Too soon?
Charlie asks, does Goldie make another appearance?
Oh, Goldie keeps coming.
Robin died!
Are you serious?
Robin was alive!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That he was still alive?
Bob Roar!
Wow, dude, that guy was definitely popped up.
There can only be
on
none.
something.
No
Bob Roar!
Wow, so Death comes in 3, Chadwick Boseman, Scott Summers,
Are they
and Bob
all on the same level?
Man, F in the chat. Oh, a couple of Fs. Just triple F the chat. F the chat. Whew.
But yeah, it's dream a little dream of me, Johnny.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
What'd you say?
Dream a little dream of me.
Mr. Sandman.
I had that dream last night. Shut up and you were
Oh, she did dream of me.
I didn't tell you this. I had a dream last night.
I was in Royce's dream.
I was at work and he comes out of like you're standing next to me and we're sitting at the counter and he comes out of like the stacks and he's wearing the whole VR. He's wearing a headset and the gloves. And I'm like, who the hell is that? And he takes off. He's like, hey. And I'm like, oh, it's Johnny.
Hey.
Hey,
gonna
oh my
say,
God.
So I was like, that's unbelievable.
That's all
That's
I
the dream, Royce. That
He's
just happened.
wearing like a whole, he's wearing the goggles and the gloves.
Exactly,
And I'm just like,
It's the best Sandman
I was
impression.
joking. I was probably playing a VR game where I was a comic book guy.
Hey,
Because I would totally do that at work.
you would too.
Hey, I'm gonna zone out and sell some comics.
Virtually grading comics.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. You got nothing.
Just bagging and boarding nothing.
Sorry, man. This collection is all beat to heck. I can't buy anything.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, we got some guy today that came
Oh
in
my
that
God.
I think the comics may have been stolen.
Oh my God.
I don't know. He looked like
Dude, that
he
was nuts. Yeah, that was crazy.
This is our.
did
this
and
is
maybe
our-
sold certain
This
types of
stream
drugs.
is just a bunch of stories that they kind of all tie together in an overarching way.
We're all
eventually
dreaming,
at the
man.
end. Yeah, exactly.
We're all
but,
dreaming. Where's Morpheus?
he's
Ha,
somewhere.
that's a, anyway.
Um,
Moving on. All right. Sorry.
Yeah. So next
It's
one.
another Ken Reeves joke.
This one is the
All right.
the Hellblazer one. We get Constantine because we are following where the bag of sand has gotten to.
Right. So it's actually apparently it's pronounced Constantine in
Constantine.
British. Anyway, Mad Hattie, who's a crazy person, shows up again. She's
All got one of those in our neighborhood. Even
She's
John
crazy.
Constantine.
actually, if you go back,
I will.
there's a
Mm-hmm.
bit where he says something trying to tell me somebody, which was actually something that Neil Gaiman said at the very last, the very end of it. Yeah, where he says it there. Anyway, just thought that was interesting. Keep flipping. It's cool. So this guy, this guy goes into the house and tries to steal some stuff while they're still home.
Mhm.
Everything goes to heck because he's dreaming.
Mhm.
So Dream goes to Constantine, and Constantine's like, dude, seriously?
Hey, where's my bag?
Dude, seriously?
Somewhere here. You could help me find it.
He's like, I don't want to go out with you dressed like that, and then changes his clothes.
Would this be better?
I do like
Sure.
trench
Sure,
coat
trench coat Dream, right?
Yeah. I
Right.
get
They're
that- I
both
get
wearing one.
I get that action figure, yeah, that variant. And then they literally just have to drive it. I like the idea also of just Dream just sitting in the back of this car.
Yeah.
He just sits in the back, right? Poor
It's a
Chaz.
good scene, yeah.
Poor Chaz.
Because one of John's ex-girlfriends has the same
Exactly.
bag.
Yeah, that's basically what happened here. And Dream's like, dude, I want my thing back. And Constantine's like, hold your shit, come on.
And they go to the house, and Dream is like, there's some evil in this house,
You
man.
might
You
wanna
probably
leave."
shouldn't. He's like, no, I'll come in.
No, we're cool. No, we're cool. Where does he say? Hang on, he says, we're not gonna split up, are we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He knows enough horror movies.
Yeah, we'll stick together, won't we? Of course.
Exactly.
Like, dude, like, what are you, stupid? And there's,
Chaz stays in the car though.
of course. This is where it gets, like, horror.
Yeah, a little bit.
This is cool.
Constantine! Where he shouts it. It's great.
And it turns out that they're inside the house, and the walls are lined with flesh and goop, and it's all part of the dream because as they get closer to the bag of sand, it's like they're in the dream, and things aren't going too good for.
And there's I love the Dutch angle they've got here. That's
Yeah.
just like, whoa, all right, everything's gone to shit. You can tell.
Boom.
There she is.
not doing too good.
This is not for kids, guys.
So
This
we're
is
saying
for
that like the
mature
sand
audiences only.
is what's doing all this, right?
Basically,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's letting her live her dream,
Yeah, the
sort
exposure
of.
to it, but yeah,
Um,
she's become a nightmare over the years because also she's like she was a drug addict at the time and not in the best mental state, so
Right.
Her genes
And so he doesn't like Dream himself doesn't kill her,
yeah.
but it's just
She knows that like she's been like attached to it for so long that in basically removing her from like the more or less the IV of this the sand, it'll kill her. And Constantine doesn't want her to die, but not a whole lot they could do. So Sandman.
Well, he says like, don't let her stay like this either.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
So he gives her a sprinkle of the dust, and she basically passes in her dreams. But at least there's a happy dream. They're together with Constantine.
yeah,
and-
it's actually hang on.
it's like my happy dreams.
Yeah, next Going to Hell, A Hope in Hell.
Close enough.
They
Heck is in the title for both.
so Dream before he went on this epic adventure, he literally says, "What could possibly go wrong?"
So,
You never
Tempting
say
fates,
that.
yeah, exactly,
You,
yeah.
you never tempt the fates. He just talked to them and then he just
Exactly,
tempted them.
yeah.
Like that's his
Literally
fault. It's
tempting
his
fate.
fault.
Also, great page right here. I was a fan.
Oh
of
yeah,
this
that's
one.
a Hope in Hell. Yeah, that's really good. So they base Sandman off of David Bowie as well.
Yeah.
But you will see in a moment who's really based off of David Bowie because Holy
yes,
cow.
I was gonna say.
I'm just like, that's just literally
I
David
didn't know
Bowie.
if that was just me, but
No,
I was like,
that's
who's
literally
David
Bowie.
Bowie looking at first.
Yeah,
So,
Etrigan. So another thing that Gaiman wanted to do was to keep it within like DC bounds sort of a
Yes.
thing. They weren't really allowed to do what they wanted until later on.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get characters
Yeah, so
that
you've got the demon, here.
right. You get characters like John Dee.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, here's your boy Lucifer, who's literally David Bowie, who is not David Bowie later on, but
Charlie asks, was Constantine based off Sting?
oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a number of parallels.
Constantine always asking, or always telling people not to stand so close to him, I think is part of.
I'm gonna throw my phone at you, Mike.
So right now,
But wait, why is he even here? He's in hell. Why did he go to hell?
Because you keep turning the pages. Dream is looking for his
helm. He's looking for his helm.
His helmet was
Taken by
basically
a
bartered
demon.
away to a demon by somebody looking for power. So they have to go to literal hell to find which demon it was, and in doing so.
So the guy that broke up with Burgess's group sold off the helm.
Thank you.
And so the
Steve.
helm got taken to a demon. Thank you, Steve. Got taken by a demon, and so Dream's like, well, I want it back. And so all the demons are in hell, and Lucifer's like, all right, well, go find the demon that took it. And now hell is a triumvirate, by the way.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Charlie.
I didn't even know how to pronounce that word.
Triumvirate. Because it is not just Lucifer controlling hell, it is Beelzebub and Azazel.
Azazel?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they basically go to hell, literally. They just band all the demons together. It's like, all right, we're looking for a helmet. Who has it? Which of these like million demons down here has it? They narrow it down to this double-mouthed man.
Who shows up later.
Oh.
He does show up later.
So he
He's a
has
jerk.
it, but as part of the rules for hell, he's got to challenge him to it. And in
Yep.
doing so, he says, "All right, well, we're gonna fight this out on my terms in my arena."
We're gonna
which
take
is,
reality.
Which is a nightclub where he is the MC, and to best him, they have this duel of, I don't know if you want to go back one page at least to show the start of it. They're having this duel of words, more or less. It's kind of wordplay, and whoever is the most clever in battling it out with words, because the guy starts off by saying, all right, well, I'm a wolf, and Dream follows it up with, well, all right, well, I'm a hunter that hunts wolves, and they kind of have this back and forth of picking their champions, more or less, and what they are. Have you guys ever seen the Disney movie Merlin, or Sword in the Stone?
Oh, of course.
Do you remember the scene where it's Merlin fighting with that witch lady?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
They're-
exactly. Yeah, that's sort of what they were doing. Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't sure if that was. I didn't check which came
I'm a
first or what,
virus,
but
yeah.
I was like, yeah, they literally.
Yeah, that's literally what
they-
happens.
He becomes a
I
bacteria.
am hope.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the last thing he says, and that just, yeah, this demon is actually played by one of my favorite actors, who's, oh my god, like amazing in the audiobook.
Exactly.
Another thing that I want to point out is that the demons are all drawn very strangely.
Yes, I like
The
it.
art
Some
is very
good art.
weird.
Hell yeah.
But that's to be expected, and poor Azazel, he doesn't quite deserve that. I love how like upset Dream
Beelzebub.
looks.
You got his stuff though. You should be happy. Hashtag Patterson Joseph Gang says Steve in the chat.
My dad texted. He says, "A housewife in Beverly Hills, right? Writes, dear Royce, my cat likes to sit on graphic novels. How do I get him to stop?" Thanks, Dad. Anyway,
Can we
so
get him on for the next stream too.
yeah, right. No. But yeah, so all the demons there, and basically Lucifer goes, so why do you think you can leave?
It's like, yeah, you're trying to leave now. Why would we let you leave?
What-
You know,
right.
what power does
What power do
the King of
dreams have in hell? And Dream's like, really, bitch?
Exactly.
I'm gonna one up you with that, and he does,
Uh-huh.
and he does, and the best thing about the end is like you're like, oh shit, hell's gonna come back and like take over the dreaming or something. No, actually, hell has Lucifer has something bigger up his sleeve that's much worse.
Big David
Much
Bowie
worse.
And then,
No, you don't understand. It gets serious business.
And
Okay,
then,
anyway.
and then at the end here we get the one-page epilogue that cuts to our boy Dr. D in his cell. He got this weird amulet from his mom, and that's kind of it.
Which is
That's-
interesting because she
that's it.
died, which doesn't
Yeah.
seem possible with the amulet, but
The original.
But she handed it off to him, I thought.
no, she didn't. She
Not
did
that one?
after
Oh,
she
that's
died.
right,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Although I don't know if it affects. It may have affected what other people wanted to do with her. She could have just died of natural causes anyway. But anyway, go on. So this is another thing is they wanted to continue this. This is where it goes into a lot of the DC history.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this.
Gaiman wrote Justice League International, or at least most of those.
Okay.
Excuse me. I can't read those. They're terribly written. God, I wanted to. Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Oh my dude.
It's not a nice
Guy
guy.
Gardner and Batman against Batman. Why would you do that? They're anyway. But yeah, this is where it goes into like DC history. We're in Arkham Asylum, guys.
Yeah.
Also,
I
this
like
is
that.
the Monsters and Miracles Passengers.
Close enough.
They don't have any idea.
See, DC was doing post-credit scenes before Marvel.
Woohoo!
That's.
Oh, got him.
I
Thanks,
like
Johnny.
Marvel better.
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of dug this stuff because once we started to learn more about Dr. D, he was probably one of my favorite characters of these 8 issues. I really liked him, and then yeah, I did the thing of I looked up who he was based off of and like looked at some of the old comics.
Oh yeah.
They're not really
And here we
that-
get Scarecrow.
not really that
We
good.
get the Scarecrow, and,
Yeah,
and
I also
obviously it
noticed
is
that,
Scarecrow.
too.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the Scarecrow.
Exactly.
Wait, who's he based off of? Dr. D.
Dr. Destiny. Like he mentions that like Joseph D is his actual name, and he was the character Dr. Destiny who used the I forget the
But that's
M-
an actual
the M
Marvel-
word for
I
the
mean,
gem. It's a
Actual
longer,
DC character, yes.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, he uses the ruby.
Yeah, I forget, it has an
the-
actual name. I forget the name. Also,
Yeah.
we get our boy.
Oh yeah, Scott Free.
Yeah, Mr.
You get
Miracle.
Scott Free. Like, this
Oh
is-
yeah.
John shows up later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, this one.
Martian
this,
shows up later?
Yeah, this issue is very heavily like dipping into like you mentioned the actual like DC characters and kind of tying the Sandman into that universe, which I think was neat.
You can tell Gaiman was a 20-something who was a huge fan.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
that's
Got that Jack Kirby.
nothing but respect. Yeah.
Yeah, it does have
So-
Kirby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It really does.
Like Steve says, Gaiman rescued an amazing amount of things from DC's dustbin
Oh.
in just this one
Oh,
issue. Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Not
Like that's
to
the thing,
mention-
it had me like looking up like old stuff to like try and find out more about these characters.
Absolutely.
The characters in like the Silver Age stuff, not as interesting or good, but still cool
The
to
fact
see that he's
he
like
dusted
this-
it off and went,
yeah.
"Hey, these were characters once. These were a thing." He makes reference to the Martian Manhunter's love of Oreos.
Yes,
For
I was gonna
heaven's
say
sake.
like
I
Is that a
love-
random ass? Is that a random ass
That's a
reference?
random
yeah,
thing.
That's,
He just-
I
he
forget,
just
I
happens
forget
to like
Martian
Oreos.
Manhunter's real
Loves
name, but
Ore-
yeah, he loves Oreos.
John
So-
loves
Yeah,
Oreos.
exactly. Yeah.
So was Gaiman like as into DC as like Pisker was in the X-Men kind of thing?
I would assume so. Maybe not to the same degree, but he definitely
No,
knew his
but he-
stuff when he was talking about
Yeah,
it.
so what I think what had happened was that he was a fan to begin with, and then Berger said, "Hey, I want you to take this character, and I want you to make a new thing. Okay, have fun." And he went,
Yeah.
"All right, cool." And then she just went, "Hey, I like this. Keep going." And what was interesting was, this got a bunch of women into comic books.
Yes. Yeah,
A good number of 20-something,
the
20-year-old
the
something
Vertigo,
women. The Vertigo label.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they mentioned in the interview at the beginning that like they had like the highest amount of like readers
Yeah.
was like the Sandman stuff
yeah.
for women, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy how well this went. I think part of it is because everybody was so sick of reading. Forgive me, so sick of reading like the brightly colored.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Poorly
And then also
written
it's like
dialogue.
that's the thing is it takes place in the DC universe, but I mean like it's not like constantly Batman punching the jokester and all that
Right,
stuff.
it-
And
the jokester.
it has Scarecrow, but
I'm so angry. I'm gonna take a walk around the store and grab a LaCroix.
you better
Enjoy.
You didn't have 2 here at all times or something? You gotta come prepared.
No, I was using my anti-Sandman juice.
Okay. Keeping on.
There's a lot of things going on in my noggin right now, Charlie.
Just let him.
Would anybody else like care for a drink?
No, thank you. A drink, like
Exactly.
Johnny. Be nice, play nice. That works too.
But yeah, the scene in the car, I was a huge fan of. I liked this story of John D. Because he broke out of Arkham. He's making his way towards the gem. Because he used to use that back in his old days. I think they kind of showed the picture of him. Yeah, like
Yeah.
him as Dr. Destiny. Because
Which is probably my least favorite version of the audiobook, to be honest, because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of movement. They're just talking.
yeah, because I was gonna say like so. It's basically 2 stories going on during this issue. We've got Dream speaking with
Who looks awful.
Mr. Miracle up in Justice League International.
I don't know what's going on in this panel. This panel is
Yeah, he's
disgusting.
a weird
This is
face.
a weird face.
But basically he's.
Well, I mean, so is that, but
They're trying to track down the gem, and in doing so, they found out it was last being used by Dr. Destiny here, and it's like, all right, well, we beat him. We usually put our trophies somewhere. Where would it be in our stash?
She also brings up AIDS.
Yeah,
the
that was
disease,
so good.
and he's just like, I don't,
like
I don't.
just,
Where
like,
have you been for the
innocent.
last 5
My
years?
boy is so innocent. They're like, what does he call it? Do you have the
Helpers?
big one?
The big
Or-
A?
The big A, yeah, exactly.
AIDS?
Do you have
Helpers?
AIDS? Yeah, do you mean helpers?
You know the
It's so
disease?
good.
Is that
I
why
don't
you
know.
look like you do? Where have you been for the last 5 years? Locked up in the darkness in a maximum security cell in the basement of Arkham. They forgot about me. Like, I've been here for 5 years. Like, I don't know anything.
Is it bad that I
They put me there if they forgot about me. Like,
sympathize the
they made the
most
joke
with
before South Park. I mean,
with John
Are
D?
you sure? I'm HIV positive.
you what?
Are you sure? I'm HIV positive.
Oh my god.
That's the South Park joke.
Exactly, yeah.
What did you?
The big A.
Yeah, what-
Got it.
But yeah, no, I like this. I don't know. It was a good story because like she's just kind of nice and bringing him to his storage locker that has it. Just being a good Samaritan because he was literally found on the road outside of the mental hospital. Stuck her up to try and get a ride, and in doing so, they kind of bond a
All
little
right,
bit.
Charlie, stop. Charlie, stop. Please. Thank you. Helpers.
But yeah, cut back to we've got Martian Manhunter. He tells him, "Hey, we had it in this old storage
He's
locker."
Martian as hell, dude.
He is
Look
very
at how
Martian as
green
hell.
he
And
is.
he
I
likes-
love
he
that.
likes
He likes Oreos. Like, that's just
Of course
adorable.
He matches the LaCroix.
He does.
LaCroix levels of green
Great levels of green.
and blue too. Yeah,
Oh my god.
checks out.
Right.
Yep. They
So
finally.
he's basically just explaining like what he did with the ruby and what he did and how he got where he was, and she's just sort of listening to him. And
Yeah,
it's kind
that's
of
also. This is also the scene where I had my quote from. For this one, it was. People think dreams aren't real because they aren't made of matter, of particles. Dreams are real, but they are made from viewpoints, of images, of memories and puns and lost hopes. And I promise you, I didn't choose that just because he talks
hear my
about puns.
hip-hop? Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's bad that I sympathize so much with old John D.
I mean-
especially for what he does once he gets to the storage.
yeah, we're
locker
gonna.
and
All right,
gets
so they made
out
it to
shit.
Mayhew, 5 miles. That's great.
You should
So
start a band called Old John D and the
Oh, I didn't realize ours were literally
Sympathizers.
back to back.
yeah, so
our
we're
quotes. So,
yeah, this is the
they're-
quote. This is the.
oh, yeah. And then
That's
we've
interesting,
got-
actually.
So yeah, when they find out where it is, that it's in Mayhew,
So Dream basically goes, all right, I can find it
yeah,
now. Thank you.
Fast travels.
So he
via
literally.
Dream, yeah.
So I'm not sure if this is Mervyn Pumpkinhead. I hope it is because I love this character. He's an asshole and he's amazing.
Oh, is
there's-
that something later in?
Yes,
okay,
he's so
I was
he
gonna say, I
he
don't
and
know.
Lucian, Eve, and Matthew are and Cain and Abel are like several of the mainstays of the dreaming.
Gotcha.
Lucian is the librarian. Mervyn is sort of like the handyman, just goes around and does stuff, and
They
complains. He's literally a scarecrow, so he just like flops around, and he speaks with like the thickest New York accent. Like it's amazing. And he actually like Dream comes up behind him once, and the face he makes is priceless. It's just
We'll just keep.
just keep reading.
Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
good. So this is like you think this is sort of the end of it. You think that Dream's gonna get to what he
We've
wants.
just begun, Royce.
We've got this much left.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna keep going.
Stay tuned.
So he's made it to the storage unit, and we're gonna flip.
And he's able to find the gem within there. If you wanna keep
Yeah.
it flipped.
The other thing is I want to point out that he oh, it is Merv. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just like, that looks just like Mervyn Pumpkinhead. Oh, it is.
I like that name.
But so a thing that I do want to point out was the original design of Dream had flames at the bottom of the cloak.
Yes, yeah. I feel like they kind of like would go back and forth between that. Because sometimes he's got like this
Yeah.
normal black cloak. Sometimes he's got like those flames. I didn't know if
I don't know
that
if
was
it's a
like
continuity error or what.
or
just,
showing off like his power levels or something like that at
His
that
power
point. Yeah,
levels.
like, well, cause
They-
also like because he's getting closer to the gem, so I thought that was like, oh, he's kind of gaining more of his power. Because when he's in
Well-
when he's in the dream realm, well, yeah, we'll find
Well,
out. When he's in the dream realm too, like I feel like we see the flames on there too. So I thought that was like an indicator of like his like more true form and like.
It's funny you mention
as
that
he-
because that's not really a thing later on.
Okay.
He's literally wearing jeans and a t-shirt later
Oh,
on.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
I
even
was gonna
kidding.
say,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah. Once we get to death, yeah, like he's just
he's just wearing jeans and a t-shirt and a jacket.
the
Like
punk
that's it.
rock
Like
boy, yeah, exactly.
all right, we're gonna flip. So this is basically the storage unit of just let's go find it. It's cool, right?
Mhm.
So he gets the ruby and goes, what?
Exactly. Oh, power,
Boom.
and then whoops, it seems to fight back. He's hurt by this expulsion of energy, and he is
It's
down
not even
for the count.
expulsion. It just goes, oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Yoink.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sucked your dreaming spirit dry.
She doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
To be
I was
quite
like,
honest
oh,
with
my
you,
boy,
like,
Johnny,
that's-
I was.
That sucks. Like that's.
Also, Charlie,
like,
you're not
that's...
wrong. It's got flames on it. It's cool.
It's what is it? I've got a bow tie. Bow ties are cool. I wear bow ties now. Bow ties are cool. But yeah, she doesn't deserve that. But
Yeah.
basically, Dee shows up and is like, "Oh, Oh, who have you been playing with, sweetheart? You're
Yes,
mine now, and
that's
oh, you're
this
even more
gem, this
powerful.
gem.
Yay!
But yeah, so he kills the lady who drops him off.
Which is really sad.
Big F in the chat. But then also, yeah, like when he comes across the gem, he talks about how he basically like when it was under his control, he like kept like damaging it, like making like changing the facets of it, and almost like reprogramming it to work for him and not for Dream.
But Dream doesn't know that because it's been 70 years.
yeah.
So,
Give or take.
right. All right, so here's the end of it, and this is the Waiting for the End of the World is not the title of the next one. The next one's just called 24 Hours,
But
which is
this might be my favorite issue of these 8 issues that we read. I really like this one. Maybe that just says something about me.
One of the
but
characters
it's so
comes
good.
back.
Oh, it's so good.
one of the characters comes back. It's really. She comes back in book 3, I think. But 24 Hours is the next one. This cover's amazing though. This cover's like
also, one of the things
phenomenal.
to note too is the art takes a change here because I think this is where Keith.
Dringenberg. Yeah, this is Malcolm Jones.
It's
yeah,
those two
this
fellas.
this actually is more like the rest of the books.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's slightly more realistic, whereas Sam Keith is a bit more like cartoony,
This
not
is
in a bad way, but
no,
I mean, like,
but this is a bit later on. This is where Dream actually wears a T-shirt and jeans and is like, oh, cool.
exactly. I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
like he just looks like a normal person.
Uh-huh.
Um,
But man, I don't know. I really like this story. I mean,
Yeah,
am I alone in this? Johnny, did you like the 24 Hours one?
Yeah, but I like the Constantine one the best, actually, to be completely
Okay, yeah,
honest.
that's
with you.
fine. Because I mean, that's the thing
That
too.
was
Is like it's almost like, again, just like an anthology series of like here's short
Yeah.
stories within like the Sandman universe. So,
Yeah.
and, like each one has like kind of a different tone, and like some are more funny. This one, not so much funny.
yeah, so yeah, this is Steve.
Yeah,
Steve points out this
exactly,
issue is
yeah.
grim.
Yeah.
So this is there's a lot of descriptions in this. There's less dialogue and more like descriptions and like here's
Yes.
the characters. So in the audiobook, it's Neil Gaiman himself is narrating. It's phenomenal. I read a review before I listened to it that said he's kind of stuffy and kind of boring, and I'm like that. No, what was it? They it sort of ruins the movement, and I'm like,
Oh.
you shut your face.
gonna
You
say
shut your face. It's amazing. Dude's amazing.
Neil Gaiman, like hour 17, these people start going crazy. In the diner. I guess-
No,
I guess-
no. You need to listen to what he sounds like. He's incredible.
I feel like this one might be hard to just like describe, but
Actually, there's another comic that you should read, or you should actually listen to the audiobook for that. It's A Study in Emerald.
yes, I do. I do have that one. I bought it just because it looked cool at the cover, but
No,
I saw those
listen-
by him. We have some.
Yeah, you do. Yes, we do. Listen to the audiobook. It is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It is amazing. Anyway, so this is 24 Hours.
Yep, so we've got John D in a diner, but it's not really following him for the beginning. We follow the waitress. I forget her name. I'm
Betty.
So bad with name. Betty.
She
yes.
comes back. Is it Donna? Donna Kavanaugh?
Donna is the girlfriend.
Judy. Sorry, Judy.
Yeah.
Judy. I keep forgetting who's who.
and her
She comes
girlfriend
back later
is-
on, and it's creepy. Anyway.
gonna
Yeah,
say-
it's the girlfriend of Donna Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Foxglove.
here we follow just John D kind of sitting in the corner here, but we follow exactly, yeah, it's hour 17. But we follow Betty, and she is just this kind of cliche small town diner waitress who has dreams of making it big as a writer in this case, and she basically just absorbs all of her regulars, people who come and go, and kind of takes in their stories. She listens to them, follows their lives, and has dreams of like writing these stories that would become the next great American novel that follows.
Yeah, so she says about Judy, she isn't small-minded. A writer can't afford to be. What those girls do is a sin against God and unnatural, but still, Betty feels sorry for them. In her story, she's already married both of them off to fine young men.
Exactly.
Like that's
Betty, please.
the what was it? The
Tell us
problem
how
with
you really feel.
the problem with stories is they eventually end in death. What are you gonna do?
Exactly, yeah. And, these ones a little.
Yes.
a little-
No spoilers.
It's like,
But yeah,
we got
these
another 20 hours to go.
these two are interesting characters.
Yes, yeah, it's husband and wife, business boy team.
This guy's a wreck.
Yeah, that dude is a hot mess.
Woohoo.
Truck driver what was his deal? His wife left him.
No, his wife died
Or, yes,
in a
yes, that's right.
sanitarium.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
he
that's right. Drank herself
he
to
got
death.
5 years for stealing from the mail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and
the mailman who went crazy. His wife killed herself.
And
drinking herself to
and the
death.
reason that she did that was because these two were anyway.
Hold on, we'll
Anyway,
get there. Yeah, so we
getting
basically
ahead of
have
myself.
the setting is set in this diner. It follows Betty, but then she looks to the back corner and sees this new character sitting in the back. That's my boy John D.
He's been there since she was
just
on shift this
watching,
morning.
drinking coffee.
He's looking a little more put together.
Yeah, Charlie, we'll get to that. That's a few hours into it.
Uh,
But yeah, so we could get into it and turn the pages, because as it goes, things start getting a little crazier here.
He doesn't want people to leave.
Exactly. Yeah. He starts kind of forcing more of his power upon them as he uses the gem to kind of start turning this diner into their own waking dreams.
Look, this
I-
is
I-
you mean
no.
I married my dentist? Like, it's just-
Real quick, these quick cuts of the TV, and is it the next one? I forget. Yes, and this fake TV show.
Oh,
again,
God.
This is
Just-
my favorite. I think story within it. But then just those quick cuts of the fake TV shows in this hellish dream are just so good. It's just cliched.
But if
nonsense.
my Siamese twin is HIV positive, doctors, that mean it's stupid.
It's
Like
so
it's
good.
so
Yeah.
it's so inane and stupid,
I love
and
it.
and you kind of feel bad for Judy who
Might read it
calls
up. Yeah,
Donna's mom. It's just not. It's
yeah,
not a
her
good
mom
thing.
is
You
not-
mean I married my dentist? It just. Oh God,
Sure,
this
such a- yeah, hell yeah.
this is where everything starts to like really go to
So
shit.
good.
Like this is a whole.
Either of you ever watched?
Remember, slash down the wrist, boys and girls, not across the wrist.
Yeah. Either of you ever watched I think it was Adult Swim TV show called Wonder Chosen? It was,
No.
it
I
was
didn't even remember that.
No.
Wonder Chosen. It was kind of like a knockoff, like Sesame Street type kid show, but it was also very, very dark stuff.
Oh, I don't like that.
Um,
Okay.
But yeah, no,
Was it?
yes, kids on the street, kids on the beat, beat kids, yeah, beat kids.
What was?
That's the joke. They're
Beat kids?
kids on the beat, but they're saying beat kids, so it's like.
Oh, beat kids.
It's
Got
like,
it.
yeah.
Got it.
Hell yeah, what's up, Ari? I knew just
Were they,
yeah, Ari out of nowhere. Yeah, exactly. Beat
Oh.
kids. Kids on
Hi,
the street.
Ari. My dad watched your show for a minute. He says hi. I don't know, man. Did they use Muppets on that show? I hope not.
Yes, so like they would do stuff basically like this.
I
Like
don't like that. I don't
now
like
after
that.
seeing this, I was like, oh, I'm sure the creators of Wonder Shows and had seen this. And
Oh,
thought,
God,
like, let's
probably.
make a show entirely about this kind of stuff, and it's so good.
Actually, fun thing at the top of this with the clocks at the very
Yes,
top
yeah,
of this.
yeah. There's
Shows
cool
everything.
stuff in the margins.
Yeah.
Like there's I don't know if to show
There's
the
clocks at the bottom of this
there
one,
was
too.
there was a picture. Yes, this one right over here. This picture of the sheep over the door frame.
Oh, yeah, the sheep.
They just like have like a step and repeat of that like somewhere like along the margins at one point too. It's just like this kind
There's
of
just
slow
little things,
descent
these
into
little
yeah. I love
subtle
it, yeah.
things. Poor Judy.
Oh yes.
Conan
Who's
Andy
that
Richter?
guy looks like Conan the Andy Richter.
Well,
I think it looks like Louis
I was
Anderson.
gonna say.
oh my God.
Louis
We're gonna keep
Anderson.
flipping.
Louis Anderson.
So, yeah, so he's
And
basically
yeah,
giving
as
them
the
their
hours,
dreams.
Yeah, so we're hour 7 into this 24 hours, and yeah, like he starts to kind of put more. You're not wrong. He's just kind of letting them live out their dreams. The young kid wants to become a big business exec.
This guy's having a $20 hook in his car,
Yep.
and his wife will never have to worry about Gary's little infidelities again. He's
She
$20 is really cheap.
severed his head off. Well, I mean,
I'm saying you get what you pay for.
spent
So
it
when
all,
you end up with,
cleaning
oh
up
yeah,
the-
that's true.
waxing off that car, I guess. Yeah.
That's true.
Didn't have that much left over.
hour 8, he keeps going.
Mm-hmm. I like just like the cut from his what he's thinking in his dream to just like him sitting at his booth just like acting it out. It's so good.
Yeah, she's like looking at her book and stuff.
Exactly.
And then
No,
news
she's
at
looking
6.
she's looking at the severed head. Oh yeah,
She's looking at separate. She's actually sticking her tongue in his mouth. That's the whole point of that. That's actually referenced in the audiobook. But she's looking at her book. And then, is everybody going crazy?
Answer is yes. Yeah, because
Yeah,
now
this
we
is really
also
all
find
get
out
mad.
that people around the world are
Hour
also
9
starting
is conflict.
to slowly suffer a lot of these like delusions and just kind of break down.
This was disgusting in the audiobook. This was like when they're singing to him.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so weird.
Because his whole plan here is to basically make the world go crazy, so they could then like, what was it? So then he would basically like ransom them, so then they make him like the leader. But at this point, he's just having too much fun with it that he doesn't even care at that point. He's just
This one in particular
becoming
you
a
want to
god.
read just straight across. That was the thing that needs to be done.
Mhm,
But
yeah.
hour 11 he catches up with the news. I love this woman's haircut. And well, me and Betty, we think
It's so
we figured
good.
it's probably Ray's. Just they couldn't find the amazing Herschel and
it's
Betty.
so good. I love only just like these small parodies. It's just I don't
There's
know.
these little things like women they're intimately
The story of what's it? That dude's
neat.
wife. Yeah.
Just neat. Yeah, it gets.
Why am I Big Fat Paulie?
Are you big fat Polly?
That's a reference over my head.
Hour 14.
It's a
they just
Family
gets-
Guy reference. I can't think of. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, they are now the
You a
the
big
three
fat bunny?
witches.
No, that's another one. Yeah.
I know. Why are you doing this? Why? Because I can.
So good.
Hour 15.
random
Yeah,
murder.
just everything goes to hell.
Yeah, we find
we find
out
out-
a bit more that
that is
so
such
Betty's
painful
son,
artwork.
Betty's son
Oh.
had also gone to prison for I don't know reasons, and so Marsh had also gone to prison and found her son and explains what had happened, and
Wasn't
she's
good.
like, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, and he just keeps talking as she drives nails into his hands.
But we also find out that they were having an affair, right? Was that Betty and
And Marsh, yeah.
and that's what drew.
Yeah, you could have him for a pack of cigarettes. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this shit. I did.
But
Like,
that's what drove
Marcia to
yeah,
drink.
his wife to drink and
Yeah.
eventually drink herself to death.
Yep.
And we find out just
Hour 18, he brings out the beast in them. This is a great panel.
good,
I
yeah.
love this face. Just it's great. This is where they all get like ridiculous.
like
and they-
animalistic.
yeah.
Like they're just he's like the
this-
leader of the tribe and all this, or the.
Like he like literally rips out his throat.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
He'll be
guy's
fine.
howls. And then hour 19, he lies to them and just tells them stories.
Yep.
And then they're just
Having a good time. They're just partying it out.
this in the audiobook is terrifying where she shoves the nails into her eyes.
Drives nails in her eyes. You can see-
That's I'm glad that you don't actually see that, but like you see like the bottom of it.
Have
and
you ever
just,
seen Bird Box?
No.
Okay. What they do there of like blinding themselves made me think of that.
Okay, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. So hour 22, where everyone's just sort of dead.
Just cold, dead.
Right. Hour 23.
He's just having fun with
They're
his
just,
gem.
they're just hanging around.
Exactly. My pure little boy. And then hour 24. Someone walks in through the door.
But you don't look strong enough even to make it interesting, do you?
That
All
was
right.
the first instance, Charlie.
Right. So we got Dreams End, Sound and Fury. So
This is book 7.
yes,
That is.
this is book 7.
Because 8's really kind of like an epilogue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was going to say prologue, and I'm like,
The epilogue. All right. So this is where the entire world is going to shit.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
really like
we
that.
see the that was
Yeah,
a
this is
cool
a
It's
It's
frame.
a
simple, but
frame.
I like the
Like,
frame.
What?
I get a poster of that.
What do you think you were doing?
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
playing with this gem, man.
Right.
But yeah, we see the consequences of what Dr. Destiny's been doing with the gem and how it's affecting the entire world at this point. And Dream is kind of pleading for him to like, all right, give it back.
I think I'll dismember the world and then I'll dance the wreckage. And Dream's like, please just give it back. And she's like, no, why would I give it back to you? It's mine. It has all my power. And Dream's like, all right, so what are we gonna do? And he's like, well, I'm gonna kill you.
We're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned throwdown.
Right. We're gonna fight in dreams.
Exactly.
Also,
Where
the
his
jacket's
pants,
badass.
where his pants are on fire again.
He's got pants.
You ever actually try to fight in a dream and you can't move very fast?
Yep,
All the
that's the
time.
thing. Cowardy, custard, stick your head in the mustard, break you, suck you up, spit you out, bastard.
It's not doing too good,
No.
but I still like him.
This is fantastic. This is probably like my favorite part of the whole
when
story.
when we dip into the dream
We get
world.
like his madness just sort of comes to life. Where is it? Beware the ideas of March.
Yeah, the ideas of March.
Right. Just everything just goes crazy.
But yeah, they have a final showdown within the dream world. And Dr. D is trying to find where Morpheus is hiding because he's just, being a coward as he calls him. And in doing so, he just kind of keeps, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But he starts
you good?
basically just like blasting away at the dream world with the power of the gem, trying to like tear down everything.
There's Goldie. there's
Goldie.
Gregory.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. I think
It's pretty dope.
yeah, his artwork's pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
it's
I really like the
now-
white backgrounds on pages. Like, I don't know, just make their pop
And also,
out.
he's changing because in the actual comics, Doctor Destiny was just like his look was basically like just a skull. So like as he was like very like gaunt and stuff in real life, he's kind of like now that we're in the dream, it's like he's kind of like getting some of his power back or some of his like look
He-
too.
And he destroys the ruby, is what happens. But
And
yeah,
and he
Okay.
thinks that in doing
he thinks
so,
that in doing so he
he's-
wins.
won.
He's king. He's king of dreams of everything. I thought somebody would say something.
I think he was initially a Justice League or I think he was a Green Lantern
Who?
villain first, Doctor Destiny.
Oh.
Initially, I want to say it was like very Silver Age, like I think it was Justice League of America. I don't know. That stuff is kind of a little past me, and if it's not X-Men, I know the older stuff it gets a little bit harder too. So,
That's true. Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
love his scratching his butt.
exactly. Yeah.
I just I could.
Yeah, we get to see.
Are you gonna kill me? I could.
True
Perhaps I
form
will.
of true form of dream.
He's just a guy.
T-shirt and
Like
jeans,
he's just
yeah.
some guy. Like he's just some average guy, right? And so basically, Dream's like, you know what? I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna take you
Steve.
back
JLA,
to.
yeah.
Make you back to Arkham.
Exactly.
No place like home. Because even Scarecrow's just like,
Yeah,
you
welcome
know,
back. I told you you'd be back.
it is a comfort in wretchedness to have companions in woe,
So good. What a nice guy.
Old Johnny Crane.
right? It's been so mad, quite terrifying. And Dream's like, you know what? I'm just gonna let everything's just gonna calm down.
Everybody go to bed, take a nap. It'll be
Everybody
fine.
sleep. It'll be fine.
And then it is fine.
And then the sound of her
Except-
wings, which is
except
not
for-
the right, which is not Death in the Family. Lol.
Ah!
The sound of her wings is number 8.
Batman reference.
First of death.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
And man, what a first.
God, I love Death. Death is like
They
the best
are
character.
brother and sister, right?
Yes. Death is actually older than Dream. Even though they don't have ages, Death is
Of
older than Dream.
course, death is.
It goes Destiny, Death, Dream, Destruction, Desire and Despair, and then Delirium, who was once Delight. I feel so bad for poor Delirium, but yeah.
But hip hop has told me that sleep is the cousin of death, though.
Hip hop is not the same rules. Like, shut up.
What hip hop? What hip hop song is that, Michael?
That's first one.
Are we gonna go into it?
Wait, what is
Fat
it?
pigeons.
Do you not know?
Not who originated it, but then they referenced it a lot. Oh my God, he's not. Sleep is not a dream. Only your chance.
So this is I don't know if they had Death initially, but it just what?
Yeah. I like how they're.
Supercalifragil.
I like how
She's-
differently they look.
Right, and she's like the most average.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it fast enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I like how you like the fast rhymes.
Oh,
You're
the
like
best,
you're like
dog.
the, you're like the Twista of pastimes. That one you got.
And we're done. And we're done. And
I've never been
now
called the
everybody-
twista of anything. Thank you, Michael.
Hell yeah, anytime, man.
Me and my hip hop stylings.
Exactly.
Where's the bit where she gets mad at him? So he goes off on this thing, and she's like,
Yeah,
"What's the
he's
matter?
just
What do
basically
you mean?"
moping.
Yeah, he's moping around.
Exactly. Thank you,
And then,
Charlie.
and then this is my favorite line from that. So she's, "Have you finished?" Yes. You could have called me, you know. I don't believe it. Let me tell you something, Dream, but I'm only going to say this once, so you'd better pay attention. You are utterly the stupidest, most self-centered, appallingest excuse for an anthropomorphic personification on this or any other plane, an infantile, adolescent, pathetic specimen, feeling all sorry for yourself because your little game is over and you haven't got the balls to go and find a new one. I love that.
Just pantsed him in front of God and everyone.
Love
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
She
Tore
throws
him
the
down.
bread on him. Like
It's
she
my
throws
bird
the
bread, exactly.
He even calls it out the other. He's just like, you threw the bread at me.
I need that for the birds.
And she's like, yes, because you're an idiot.
Exactly, yeah. And he's just sitting
Oh
around
my
moping,
God.
feeling sad for himself. So she kind of.
She
tries
kicks
to-
him.
Exactly,
She
tries
throws
to
the
be
bread
sad
at him,
years.
basically. He was just trying to feed some birds. That's literally, yeah.
Yeah, death is
Just-
the true villain of this one.
Oh, I don't believe you, Dream. You're as bad as Desire, or worse. It didn't even occur to you that I would be worried silly about you. That's exactly. You didn't think, you lummox, you overgrown, bubble-headed. Oh, give me strength.
She caught the ball though.
He's my brother, and he's an idiot. Just feeding the birds, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is where it gets really sad. Okay, how'd
Yeah.
you know my name's Franklin?
Yeah, it's okay. He'll be fine, right? She said she's gonna see him soon again, right? That's fine. They're gonna say hi. They're gonna get a nice drink.
So this is where Dream follows Death, and when she does, and sort of,
a day in the life, basically, of death and day in the death. Oh.
Death, the high cost of living. That is what that's about.
Hmm.
She has to become mortal every 100 years just to see what it's like.
Ah.
It's for 24 hours.
That'll keep you grounded.
Exactly. Yeah. Take
No,
your
that's
kid
that's
by
why
the
she
birthday.
that's why she has to do it. She has to do that every
Yeah.
100 years. She has to become mortal. She has to become a human being for 24 hours just to see what it's like.
So-
and
just
it's
so
and
she
it's
could
it's
sip some
really
coffee.
yes. She sips coffee anyway. She has a goldfish bowl later on. Okay, it's adorable.
Of coffee.
She's got goldfish in it, Mike.
Oh.
Like actual goldfish.
I'd put coffee.
Anyway, so yes, is literally take your kid brother to work day. Thank you, Steve. And sort of she sort of shows him that, like, you haven't been here for 70 years. This is what's been going on. I'm just doing my job.
Yep.
That's all I'm here to do. I'm not here to hang out with people. I'm just here to do my job.
Old
Like,
Jewish man just
and-
playing on his violin.
Right.
Time's up, kid.
I'm no gypsy. I'm a yid. Like, and it's sad. And you see there's a skull
Yep.
in that shot. Like, and the flowers. Like, it's kind of sad. And then,
That's exactly what I thought, Charlie. Verbatim, which means word for word.
Verbatim. But then yeah, we see just like her.
she's a scream.
But she's also very like consoling with them and comforting, and that's part of it
This
too.
is a very
He sees, like,
unusual-
the way in which like her almost like bedside manner in that case.
Where does he say? Where does he say? There's a bit where he says that people are more afraid of you than of me. Yeah. That mostly they aren't too keen to see me. They fear the sunless lands, but they enter your realm each night with fear. And I am far more terrible than you, my sister. Like that's and he's not wrong.
Yeah, Charlie says not so much comforting, but more matter of fact and pragmatic. Yeah,
Which
like,
is a very
hurts.
unusual version
Exactly,
of death.
yeah.
Like
It's kinda
she's
like,
like,
hey,
look, just shit
let's go.
happens.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Just
So it's
you
like,
have
oh,
nowhere to
okay.
be.
I guess I'm done.
I'm gonna
now.
give you a hug,
Mhm.
and we're gonna go. Like that's. She's very
some
chill.
coffee.
She's very cool.
I'd
Let's
do
get some
coffee with that. Yeah.
Someone does actually in the High Council. Well, it's not coffee, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's just that she's there with everyone, even though you don't see
Yeah.
her. Where is that? Is that book 3? Where, no spoilers, but Death has to run a marathon. Later on, not literally, but she looks like she does because she's wearing an outfit from the day. And a couple of the dead people are just like, so you're gonna take us? She goes, dude, I don't care what you're gonna do. Just go do whatever. I've got shit to do. I have a bunch of dead people on my hands that need me. That like right now.
Ain't that how
You
it goes?
guys just go f off. So this is just sort of the end where she shows him like, look, it's not doing your job isn't a bad thing, and you are far worse than I am. But you have given me much to think about. Yes, that Franklin kid.
Let's get some coffee.
See a dream. Don't be a stranger, okay? Now, before you say anything else, you better come over here. There's something you maybe ought to see. And he's finally happier, which is good.
Yeah.
So that's the end of book
Happy
1.
Sandman.
Happy Sandman.
But book 2 continues his story, right?
So it continues what happened. I love this the afterward. So it continues what happens. There's characters in this that it concerns.
Does Dream make a comeback?
Oh yeah. Oh, Dream's in all of these books.
Yeah.
That's volume
gotta
number
check
1.
for yourself.
Well, we grab them.
All of them?
Do we have the rest?
Yeah, we should.
We should, yeah.
2 through 10. So book 2 is the Doll's House where Jed makes an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel actually shows up, which is that's a
Is he new, Daniel?
no spoilers. No
Sure,
spoilers.
Sure.
Well, you know the new Dreaming?
Oh, the new series? Yeah.
The white
waking hours?
No, the white-haired Sandman?
Oh, no.
Hang on.
I'm left
Hang on.
alone.
Hang on.
Left alone with my thoughts. I can't have that.
Alright, so
You know what I dream about, fellas? Monster trucks.
Oh no.
No, sorry, I won't poison the stream with that.
Alright. So that is not Dream. That is Morpheus, but that is not Dream.
Oh, interesting.
That's Daniel.
Daniel? Okay.
Yeah. So that becomes relevant in book 2.
And I see Cain and Abel. There's your pumpkin-headed Merv.
There's this son of a bitch. This guy comes back in book 2. He gets
like a D-bag.
no. That's the Corinthian. He's a
The last of them?
nightmare. She's an elf. That's Lucian.
Yeah.
She's a terrible
Thank you,
person.
Steve.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No, you're not excused.
But yeah.
Yes, this was written by Neil Gaiman, but the rest of these were too. Any other knockoff will not be, or any other thing. But book 2. That's
No,
book
that's
5.
book 5.
5,
4,
3, 2.
2. Doll's House. Yeah, we won't go too far into this. I just want to see something really quick.
What else?
So you actually get the other siblings in this one.
Yeah, the rest of the
rest
endless.
of the endless, the 7 of them, except for Destruction. Destruction is not in this. Destruction doesn't show up. When does Destruction like actually show up? I don't remember. Yeah. So. You can read these online, right?
What?
You can read these online, right?
We don't talk about that on the show.
Okay, I just
That
pointed
doesn't
it out.
exist.
Okay, so yeah, that's book 1. That's basically the overarching
Yeah, it was
book
good.
1. You can tell there were some missteps where they were like, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We just want to break this down.
I don't know. Once I got to learn more about my boy D, I feel like it clicked for me at least. And then we see kind of where they're going in the last one of, new dream. We're gonna meet more of the people and more of the endless.
The beginning of this, where Burgess shows up and messes with things, a lot of those characters show up in book 2. In fact, what's her face? Unity Kincaid.
Yes.
Becomes a very important character in this one. Excuse me, and what's it called? Desire's in this one. Desire's a. Oh my god. Desire is something else. Desire is a horrible being. They are like the worst.
A street kid named Desire.
Let me find a thing.
Not Carl? Is that a punk song?
It is.
This is where Desire lives. In Desire's house.
Ooh. In a heart.
In its heart. Where's my favorite Desire? Desire and Despair, and then hang on. There's a bit of. Also, there's panels that are sideways because we're seeing through somebody's dream. Where's the?
Well, I look forward to finding out, Steve, more about these characters. Yeah, because I really enjoyed it. And Johnny said, well, 8 out of 10, but apparently you seem to be thinking about getting more, so.
Shut up.
Couldn't have been that bad, yeah.
Oh, this is where we meet Hobgadling. That's right. That becomes a whole thing.
Was it that it was a bit slower for you at the beginning? Is that what it was, or?
Well, like I said, I think that I think it's higher than I expected. So I say 8 out of 10. Like I want to give positives. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying it was bad either. I was just curious if like.
Yeah, no, I think just because like my preference is superheroes that that's gonna reign supreme always for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
which is fair. There are a lot of superheroes in this. That's the thing. Where's that one? There's one panel that I want to show off of Desire that I enjoy immensely.
Steve asks, is 8 out of 10 bad? No, I didn't say that. Was it that I gave you an 8.5? Wait, that's right. Yeah, I gave you the 8 out of 10 for, was it Dark Knight Returns?
well, that's bullshit.
Well, I said 8.5.
Like we don't do 0.5s. It's either 8 or 9. And you were like 8, and I was like, what the fuck?
And then Steve asks,
yeah, I saw.
yeah,
hang on.
Where's Matthew
I
show up?
think it's actually book 2. I think Matthew actually shows up in this one. At some point. Daniel shows up in this one. Where is that? Oh, there was a panel that I wanted to show off that was really funny. Hobgadling is a fantastic character. Just FYI.
Hobgoblin?
Yeah. Right. The cereal convention. I won't go into that.
The face that you make after all of these, Royce, just I gotta.
You need to read this, man. The
Apparently,
Corinthian shows up and Dream's like, you need to stop. Actually, he has such a desire too. He's just like, you need to stop. Sibling,
write
stop.
a letter to that Corinthian.
Right. Where are you? Where is that one panel?
Also, while Royce finds that, I think we're in agreement that we enjoyed Sandman
Never mind.
Volume 1. I'm sure down the line we'll probably keep dipping in and visiting Volume 2. But in the meantime, with that one done for this week, we do have to pick a book for next week, due for homework on next Wednesday. Well, Royce, you're preoccupied, but John, do you have any suggestions?
No.
What's going on there?
This is a fantastic story.
1,000 Cats. What number is that one? Because I feel like
This is.
I feel like somebody mentioned something about a cat one that people really liked.
This story's incredible. I actually don't know the number of this one, believe it or not. They don't
really say the issue numbers, but that's what people like because again, since there are a lot of like self-contained stories in some ways.
This A Midsummer Night's Dream.
That's what I heard. Yeah, like he won like many awards for that one.
This story won awards that comic books should never have won, Not to mention they had to change the rulings on those awards because they're like, all right, comic books shouldn't win because that's cheating.
All right.
Yeah.
They gave
These are
8 out of 10 for that.
yeah. So The Dream of a Thousand Cats and
There's a cat. Sorry.
Dream of a Thousand Cats and Midsummer Night's Dream are like 2 of the best stories. But you don't have book 7, okay. World's End is probably my favorite book because Prez Rickard shows up in book 7 for about 20 seconds. No one knows who that is.
I don't know.
I happened to look that up. He was a character from the 70s that showed up for about 5 minutes. Who was an 18-year-old who became president for life. Anyway,
It's a good
Prez
name.
Rickard.
Oh, I gotta find out more about that guy.
Yeah, dude, I had to look that up. It's cool.
But Sandman Volume 1 done.
Are we done?
What do we do for?
Nice.
Well, we're done with that.
Yeah.
But we have to choose. What are we doing for next week? Royce,
Oh,
do you have any
that's right.
suggestions
I
of
didn't have anything in mind.
either
actually.
one-offs? Royce, it doesn't work that way.
I know,
Royce, please.
I know.
I think the only thing that we've gone back and revisited or followed up on was Berserk.
Bad boy. We can't do volume 3 yet, cause but wait till next week, people, cause we got something coming in to show you guys.
Mike, that was the character I wanted to point out earlier today.
Oh, that he looked like, yeah.
Who this character dies,
Just
but
minus
yeah, it's
Spoilers.
yeah,
Um,
whatever. He's not relevant.
Well, I'm
Anyway,
glad
moving
that.
on.
Any suggestions, Royce? What are, other than Sandman, what are some graphic novels, either one-offs or lead-ins that you enjoy?
You know what I do want to read?
Sure.
But it doesn't have to be now, but it's definitely got to be on the list. I want to read V for Vendetta.
I was gonna say there's
Yes. Have you seen the movie?
No, because I want to see it after I read the book.
Okay.
No spoilers.
No. They're 2 different things. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
That I already knew. But
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
I'll leave
that's
it
fine.
at
That's
that.
hot.
The book
That's what
is.
the kids are talking about, Charlie.
Dude, the book is phenomenal.
Hold on. I can still hear you.
Are you gonna go put these back?
Fine.
I don't know about that.
All right, fair, dude. All right, cool.
Live
I'm gonna
sale.
do some research tonight. They're probably gonna go back, but I'm gonna do some research tonight.
All
This turned
right.
into a sales stream, Johnny. Yeah, V for Vendetta. That's an option. Because we were talking about like how this is like.
Please note that V for Vendetta is the one that got recolored. I think in the version that we have, it's been recolored.
Yeah, I think we have one of the newest ones.
What's the publication date? Like which printing is it?
30th anniversary.
Oh, maybe.
Has it been decolored?
I don't know which version I have. I have the version from like 2015. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got that sweet hardcover. There's a version that comes with the mask. We could all get that. We could just wear
Did we
that.
sell that?
Yeah.
I thought we sold that. I
Oh,
was
wait,
gonna say.
I think
But it's not the hardcover though.
No, yeah.
That's the
it's
only
a softcover,
problem. I was
but-
like, why?
But it comes with the mask, and I might have to reorder
Oh,
those.
that's a good question.
And
Yeah,
then,
from
and then
China?
What if I just get a face full of that?
I used to own the masks too. Like I had those years ago.
Are we picking this?
I don't. Do you want
Do
to?
it.
Royce says?
Do it.
All right. Well, I
Do
guess
it.
V for Vendetta. We're done.
If we're
diving
gonna
in.
do political, do V for Vendetta. If we're gonna do political, do V for Vendetta.
Charlie says it's hot.
It's Charlie in the chat.
Charlie in the chat.
It's
Chiming
it's good times, dude. It's really
yeah. Because otherwise, I was gonna say I had a suggestion for something Marvel because Charlie mentioned something Green Lantern, or are we trying to shift away from DC? I mean, it doesn't really matter. And we had a hot streak of.
Considering this wasn't even Vertigo
anime.
before when it was first
in.
printed.
Oh, wait. I did have one more. I
Yeah?
just thought of.
Does it involve the letter X?
No.
Okay. Go on. I'm listening.
I was gonna say. Wow. Were you gonna say House of X, Powers of X?
Maybe.
Oh, that's a good option too.
This is making it worse.
All right.
Shoot.
Well, then read this next time. Read this not next week,
Well,
the week after.
Or I was gonna say, just because we're returning them doesn't mean we can't review those tick books that we got. Also, we ordered the tick books. We got them in,
Yeah,
and they
man.
are so damaged that we're sending them back. That's how bad they came in.
Sad.
Yeah.
What happened with the new tick? The new.
No, it's the original
yeah,
series. It's a new
Oh.
printing
the
of
ended
it.
ones, yeah.
Okay.
It's
But-
just like a collection of them, but they came in and they were.
But that, one of the
Man.
Epic collections and one of the omnibuses we got in were all pretty gnarled. Also, we finally got a really bad DC book, which, to their credit, hasn't been too bad since they switched.
And also, it was a random Shazam issue, so
Yeah, nobody
it was,
really.
it was Batman. What's up, Skylar? Joining in at the tail end here, we are deciding on what book we're going to read for next
So
week.
you're going to help us decide. We have The Tick, House of X, Powers of X, or V for Vendetta. Those are the 3 options. I was going to be like, someone said The Tick.
It's like, yeah.
That was us. Well, it's powers of 10, not powers of X.
No, it's powers of X, but it's X of swords.
No,
Or
it's powers of 10.
Wow, wait a minute, hold on.
Voting for Hoxpox.
Hoxpox.
Voting for Hoxpox.
I got the Hoxpox.
I got the Hoxpox.
Oh, God.
We got one for that.
All right, it's one for the Hoxpox.
I feel like that's a.
One for
Yeah,
me.
I'm down for V for Vendetta, Skylar. I do want to read one of the quotes from V for Vendetta.
This is the one where he says all the
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Is this going to be spoilers?
It's
No,
it's gonna
no,
cut
no.
to me wearing the mask, and that's gonna be my
It's not
intro.
spoiler. It's just something he says.
Okay.
It's part of his intro, but it has nothing to do with anything. Voila! In view, humble vaudevillian veteran cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta held as a votive, not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose. So let me simply add that it is my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Verb, Vice Lord, victorious, valiant, violate vibes that are vain, make them vanished.
I was gonna say, Royce. Now you're gonna hear that whole quote again in whatever week we choose V for Vendetta with me wearing the mask. So that's gonna be my intro. But so right now we're tied. We got 2 for Voxpox. I like that. I assume Charlie, you're locked in at Hoxpox. We got 2 for V for Vendetta. No tick probably off the table.
Take off the table.
Tick off the table. You hate to see it. These gnarled ticks off the.
These gnarled ticks off the
I
table.
don't know.
Alright,
Then what do you vote for, Charlie?
Oh, no Voxpox for the joke. Oh, God. Voxpox.
So I figured you'd be going for House Powers because we were talking about that. It might be V for Vendetta. Johnny could read the book and
Trying to
then
find my coin.
can't go without my coin.
I want to flip.
What is that? Oh, we're
That's
doing
fair,
Voxpox and Vs.
That's true.
All the Vs. All the Vs.
We got either Little Batter Guy or ABC.
Always be what?
Oh God,
Whoa, hold
Michael.
on. What happened?
My Kia.
You dropped your Kia. Wait, we got a request from Charlie to flip the Grookey.
Oh, flip the Grookey. Flip the Grookey.
I mean, heads
Flip
has
it.
to be V, right?
Oh yeah, heads
Okay.
is
Tails is
And are we flipping onto the hand?
House of Powers of Accident. You catch it and then you flip it.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, I thought somehow just like
B. Do it. Do it.
I saw green. God bless it.
You didn't know what you saw.
I saw it.
You don't know what you saw. We're reading Hoxpox.
All right,
No,
then
that's what I said. I saw.
Oh,
it.
you saw
catch
it
the
there.
green and then it was flipping and like.
All right, so reading
All right, so
Hoxpox.
Skylar, you will not
House of
be
X,
the next
Powers of
thing.
X, coming your way
All
next
right,
week.
so I would say read V for Vendetta the next week
Yeah, we'll probably
afterwards.
do that.
Yeah, you'll probably do that. That's fine because it's such a good book.
Gives me time to order a Guy Fawkes mask.
Okay, all right, guys. Halloween's coming up, guys. Halloween's coming up, guys. Come
I've
on.
got to get a trench coat and a hat. God bless it, Royce. Well, wait, I'm wearing the hat though. Hold
There you
on.
go.
All right. So.
All right, guys. I want to go political, but I'm glad we
Did you
didn't.
have the trade paperback of House Powers of X? I thought we were gonna show it.
Hoxpox.
It's basically House of X, Powers of X, first 6 issues of each.
Got it.
Are we gonna have? Wait, yeah. If you have it here, I want to check because those ones, the way that they released chronologically, it was either House or Powers first. I think it was House.
House first.
House first, and then so it was House issues number 1, Powers issue number 1, and then kind of back and forth. I think they jumped back a
No,
couple times
it's
too.
like it's House. It's House 1, Powers 1, House 2, Powers 2, Powers 3.
Yeah.
And that's where it goes backwards, and then it eventually writes itself. There's
Freaking
like
Yeah, I was
Why?
gonna say like it's weird, and I wanted to see. So all right, we'll choose this book, and then in the Discord post,
yeah, I'll throw up the reading
yeah,
order.
we'll
You
get
can
the
find
reading
it
order, yeah.
easily. It's very available.
When I hear like it doesn't fully matter, like but some people like
No, I'd read it in the order it came out,
Exactly,
and that's
yeah.
how I read it. I
Mhm.
read it in single issues as it was coming out. Actually,
um
hold on. I'm really
yeah.
excited.
Skylar
to
says
reread
he's
this.
super excited for Halloween.
Except for this.
I was gonna say yeah we'll have this one closer to Halloween then.
This will be yeah. This should be fun.
Gotta get a mask on.
Oh,
I might do my.
I grew up on 4chan. You'd think I would still have a Guy Fawkes mask, but
Right. I'm gonna do my Oh my God, what is the horror character's name? My Freddy Krueger thing again for
Oh, yeah.
Halloween.
Oh, yeah, you had
Because I have the
the-
dress, I have the
yeah,
hat. I'm just like
exactly.
forget. I'm just have
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the hat and the glove, and I've got the
Dress up
dress,
again.
so we're good.
All right.
The
We'll find
femme.
it. Then I'll be able to be.
The femme. Sure.
Looking good, Johnny?
Oh my god, I love this story. I'm very excited to read this
Have
again.
fun, guys.
We'll dip back into it. I think this is the first one
All
that
right.
both. Well, no, I haven't read all of it. Or no, I did. Way back when. I didn't read X-Men #1. That was the thing.
All
That's
right,
where I
guys.
kind of fell off. But yeah, sorry. Royce needs to go. Thanks
Here we
everybody for coming out. Quick reminder: we will be reading House and Powers of X issues 1 through 6 for next week. I'll hop on our Discord, pastimes.net/social. We've got a Discord there where we put on where you get to watch us flip coins. But also I post
Fail at them.
the book club books of the week. Books? Did I say that one too many times?
Book clubs,
and
books of the week. Books.
Yeah, poor Grookey. But yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday to talk more comics. Royce will be back next Monday, probably to talk Pokemon. We'll see if we can get those decks, get our final duel going.
We might be doing sealed. I was gonna bring that up with you earlier
Oh,
today, and I
hell yeah, I'm
completely
down.
forgot. But because we don't have the decks to build, and nobody
That's
wants
fair,
to.
yeah.
Anyway.
Or the decks already, really, when we think about it.
We don't actually have decks, so we could just have a sealed tournament and do
Exactly,
that anyway.
so that would work.
We'll go from there.
And then yeah, Johnny and I will be back on Tuesday, and then on next Wednesday to talk about House and Powers of X issues 1 through 6 of both. We want that homework on our desk. We'll be able to talk about it with you guys. Let us know what you think. So until then, remember, not all heroes wear capes.